Good morning, kiddos. Miss Aure here. Today is April 15th. This video is for my third graders. We will be focusing on writing. Before we get started with the lesson, I want to go over some of your writing standards. One of your writing standards expect you to be able to write narratives. Those are stories. Be able to write stories, whether it's real or something you imagined. You have to have some techniques, details, and those events in your writing should be in order. So, what are some techniques you can use? Well, make sure that when you're writing, you introduce either the narrator or characters, and making sure the events are in order. You can also use dialogue, describing actions, your thoughts, and your feelings so that we can see the experiences of the characters. So the readers can understand how the characters feel, what the characters are doing, what the characters are thinking in each of the situation. You can also use time order words or temporal words to show us what happened first, second, or next. And of course, your writing should have an ending. You need to be able to have an ending for your story. Now, before that's the big writing standard. Before we even focus on writing stories, we need to be able to write sentences. And part of writing sentences is understanding parts of the sentence, understanding what goes into a sentence, because part of your standard is you need to show that you understand and you know very well how to write and speak in English. So let's focus on some of these. Today, we're going to work on understanding what are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Actually, today we're only going to focus on nouns, pronouns, and verbs. We will work on adjective and adverbs another time. We're also going to talk about abstract nouns. So let's work in small portion, like just a small component, and then we can go into the bigger component of writing a story. Okay? So I'm going to be referencing this article we read about 3 weeks ago on OSIRIS-REx investigates asteroids. So notice this sentence, Bennu is an asteroid. Also this sentence, once the spacecraft arrives, it will take pictures and scans and will make a map of Bennu. And also this sentence, the arm will also grab some flying dust created by blowing a blast of gas. So you need to be able to explain what are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, including abstract nouns. Now today, like I said, we're only going to focus on nouns, pronouns, and verbs. So these are the three things we will focus on. What are nouns? Nouns are person, place, or thing, right? Basically anything you can think of. If it's a person, it's a noun. If it's a place, it's a noun. If it's a thing, it's a noun. Now, another idea here is an abstract noun. An abstract noun is an idea, like childhood is an idea. It's not really something you can touch. Dream, right? That's an idea. But that's also a noun. Someone's hard work, that's a noun. You can't really touch it, but it's an idea that you can observe. So those are nouns: person, place, thing, and idea. Now, pronouns, there are a lot of them. Don't worry about the column headings. I want you to just take a look at the rows, okay, row by row. Look at the pronouns. If you're going to talk about yourself, you have several pronouns you can use. I, me, my, mine, myself. If you're going to talk about another person, referring to a second person, these are the pronouns you can use. You, your, yours, yourself. If you're talking to a male or talking about a male, you can use these pronouns. He, him, his, himself. If you're talking about a female, you can use these pronouns. She, her, hers, herself. If you're talking about something, right? You can use it, its, or itself. If you're talking about a group that you are part of, if you're talking about a group that you are a member of, you use pronouns like we, us, our, ours, ourselves. If you're talking about a group that you're not a part of, you can use these pronouns. You, your, yours, yourselves, right? If you're talking directly to them. If you're talking about a group, but you're not talking directly to them, you can use these pronouns. They, them, their, theirs, themselves. There are many pronouns, and pronouns are useful because we don't have to keep repeating the noun. So for example, if I'm talking about Nick loves soccer. And if I want to keep talking about Nick, I don't have to keep repeating Nick's name, right? I can say Nick loves soccer. He plays soccer every day with his family, right? I don't have to say Nick loves soccer. Nick plays soccer every day with Nick's family. That doesn't quite make sense. So pronouns are very useful because they allow us to replace nouns and make the sentence clearer. Now, verbs are action words. There are so many of them. Thanks to learningenglishvocabularygrammar.com, they made this chart available for me to copy and share it with you. So these are just some verbs. These are things you can do, things that that your body is able to do. You can do. These are action words, right? Like pull, spin, sail, drink, close, dig. There are so many. You can pause the video here and take a look at the pictures and read the words to learn different verbs. But again, these are not the only verbs. These are just some of them. Oh, I want to also share with you ESL.com is also a great website. They provide these graphics for you to look at and be able to get information about English grammar. Okay, so again, these are verbs. So nouns are person, place, thing, an idea. Pronouns take the place of a noun, and verbs are action words. Now, the reason why I focused on these three is that they are the three that you need to have a complete sentence. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at these three sentences from our article. So, Bennu is an asteroid. So notice in this sentence, you have Bennu and asteroid as nouns. Bennu is a thing, asteroid is a thing. In the second sentence, we have 5 nouns. Once the spacecraft arrives, it will take pictures and scans, and it will make a map of Bennu. So all these are things: spacecraft, pictures, scans, map, Bennu. Okay? The arm will also grab some flying dust, created by blowing a blast of gas. So arm is a thing, dust is a thing. You can get in your eyes. That's something, gas. Even though you can't see it, you can feel some gas, right? Now the word blast, that's the abstract noun. That's the noun that you can't really see. It's an idea, okay? It's an explosion of gas. Now, verbs can be action. In this case, in the first sentence, the verb here is a simple helping verb. Without the word is, this does not make sense. Bennu, an asteroid. That is not a sentence. So Bennu is an asteroid. In this case, this verb here is a simple helping verb, is. In the second sentence, we have once the spacecraft arrives is a verb, will take, right? And will make. Those are verbs. It will take and it will make. Will is a helping verb. The arm will also grab. That's something you can do. Some flying dust, something the dust is flying, created by blowing a blast of gas. Okay, so notice those green words are our verbs. Will, grab, flying, created, blowing. Those are verbs. They show action. There is no pronoun in the first sentence. There are two pronouns in the second sentence. The pronoun it. It will take, referring to the spacecraft. It will make, referring back to the spacecraft. Otherwise, the author will have to keep writing spacecraft, spacecraft. The third sentence also does not contain a pronoun. Now, what I'd like for you to try. Look at some of the writings you did 2 weeks ago. I had given you a writing assignment. If you did not get to write, that's okay. Go ahead and write about one paragraph or two paragraphs right now. Once you're done drafting, underline the nouns you've used. Okay? Underline the nouns you used. Circle the pronouns you might have used in your writing and box some of the verbs. If you need a review, go ahead and rewind this and watch from the beginning and to review nouns, pronouns, and verbs. All right, hope you learned something. I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye and good luck.